Dueling Dialogues is brought to you by our affiliates at hostpapa.com. Click the banner on the rightleftchronicles.com for premium unlimited web hosting with the highest rated reviews at the lowest prices. Coming to you from that once-forgotten artery that pulses through the center of the continental United States and into the heart of the Ozarks, Grace Matthews. Looking in from the northern border, our Canadian friend, along with his countrymen feeling the effects of U.S. political issues, Connor Murphy.
Welcome to Dueling Dialogues, episode 132. I'm Connor Murphy here with Grace Matthews. Hi, Grace. How are you?
I'm upset.
Why?
While I was waiting on you, I watched this press conference with the president, post-election press conference.
Okay.
And Jim Acosta, when called upon by the president to ask a question, any question you wanted, begins to badger the president unmercifully. First of all, it's embarrassing. I'm alone and I'm embarrassed and anxious. Okay? It is unprofessional. And, you know, to all of our listeners out there, we have got to quit listening and reading these journalists that want to badger the president.
Right.
You know, ask him whatever you want. But going on a witch hunt to try to get him to flub up so you've got a good soundbite, preferably with yourself in it, with the president, it's becoming uncool.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
And Jim Acosta should not have a job with CNN, and I'm not much for asking for people to get fired, and I'm not going to ask that. But at the very least, the president needs to ban him from the White House. He can do that. President Reagan did it. I remember when Reagan had to create a dress code. Things got so bad.
Wow, no way.
Yeah. I mean, these guys were coming in there dirty, kind of.
Unreal.
And he finally said, you know what? One day they all started coming in, and he started sending some of them away. And they said, well, what's wrong? And he said, you know what? You're no longer coming in here without a suit and a tie and a shower.
Wow. Oh,
President was up there about ready to barf.
Unreal.
Anyway, it was awful, and a few others followed Jim Acosta's lead.
Wow. Let me guess. Were they like from the New York Times, possibly, or something like that?
Possibly. You know, a couple of them, I don't even know where they're from.
But left wing, right?
Oh, very much so. Yeah. I mean, he is one of the most accessible presidents. You don't have to like him, but could you treat the office with respect? Yeah, you know, you can't put the worst murderer on trial and put him on the stand and badger him.
Yeah.
It's against the law.
Exactly.
You know, the judge will reprimand you. If you keep it up, you'll be held in contempt and thrown in jail.
Yeah.
Okay? The same standard needs to be in those press conferences. And usually he goes after Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Right. Yeah. I think you're all right. They need to start ejecting some of these journalists, maybe ban the media outlet and see how they like it. Suspend them for 1 month, see how they like it.
Yeah, but you know what? It goes back to what you said the other day. You had heard Zucker, the CEO, president of CNN, say something to the effect that if they quit talking about Trump, they'll have no viewers.
Right, exactly.
You know, they've got 5 viewers now. I understand they don't want to lose them. But, you know, I don't know what these guys would do if they lost their job at CNN. I mean, who would take these guys the way they talk?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Because this isn't journalism. This is not journalism. This is, I don't even know what you would call it, but as very similar to some sort of mob type journalism.
Yeah, you know? I guess that would describe it correctly.
Yeah, it's like the mafioso is running the press conference from underground.
It's like the bullies in junior high.
Oh, this is definitely bully behavior. Yeah. Very good analogy. Stop it. I hope that everyone listening voted if they're in the United States.
I didn't vote.
I know.
I didn't vote.
You're Canadian, so we'll forgive you. I put on my best voting gear all day yesterday.
Oh, cool.
I had my cowgirl boots on the outside of my jeans with my red leather jacket, a blue t-shirt, and a scarf that was like, I don't know, sort of a red, white, and blue Native American print.
Right on.
I would all ever do that. I wanted to get a picture for you, but nobody was around to take a picture.
Oh.
I called it my voting outfit.
Right on.
People were looking at me like, man, she's really into it. But I just thought, you know what, if I go run my errands in this and somebody's forgetting to vote, this will remind them.
Good one on you. That's great.
So, I don't know. Hopefully I reminded somebody.
Well, I can't even find anything on the election today in Canada. Nothing in the media. Zero.
You know, that is, you guys are, it's just the weirdest thing. Sometimes you find things I can't find about us.
I know, isn't it interesting?
And then sometimes the simplest things you can't find anything on.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing in my news feed with regards to the election. So I just assume the Democrats didn't do too well. Because if they did really, really well, then I probably would have heard of it. Because most of the mainstream media is on their side, the left wing.
It was a bit deflating. However, the Republicans lost the House, the Congress.
Oh.
Not by a lot, 24 seats. The Democrats were planning on getting at least 30 seats.
Okay.
They did not, and at times, if you listen to them, they were going to get something like 50. I don't know. That was a blow, and I think that the biggest problem with that for me is healthcare. Right. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But the president is calling it a win. He gained at least 2 seats, maybe up to 4 seats, because there's 2 elections that are going to have to go to recount in the Senate. Okay? He lost less than any president has since Kennedy in 1962. And I'm here to tell you, that's the year I was born, so it's a long time ago.
Okay.
So it's a win. I mean, Obama lost something like 60.
Oh, wow. Okay.
At midterms. Bill Clinton lost, I believe it was 54.
Wow,
and
I had no
George
idea.
Bush lost 30-something.
Wow.
So he did do well. These celebrities, pretty much all the celebrities lost. There were a lot of celebrities that supported Gilliam.
I don't know why I find that so funny.
Well, it is. They tend to make somebody lose rather than win. Gilliam had everybody, I don't know, all sorts of Puff Daddy, all of those guys were supporting him. He was running against DeSantis for governor. Okay. He was ahead. The whole time he was ahead. The last number said he was, 10 points ahead. DeSantis won by at least 6 points.
Oh, wow.
So that was a bust. Okay. Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee for the Senate. She won despite the fact that Taylor Swift had said don't vote for her.
Oh, wow.
Okay? But the most surprising one was Oprah.
Oh.
She was, she stumped last week for Stacey Abrams.
Right. We talked about that.
Okay? Is Oprah losing her appeal? Because usually when we do shows or articles about Oprah, I mean, she's almost a guaranteed hit.
Right.
I'm telling you, she's losing some of her stuff.
That's funny.
I mean, our medical marijuana stuff are doing better than our Oprah stuff.
Well, this is pretty interesting because on a lot of scales, I think it speaks a lot that people don't want to hear what a star says. You know, they're not blue collar workers by any means.
I don't think they want to hear either. And in fact, when they do hear, it's almost like, screw you. How do you know what I need?
Exactly. So I don't know if it's
it
any
has
benefit.
the opposite effect.
Yeah, that's obviously, look what happened in the election. I mean, I'm surprised because in my news feed, I think on Friday afternoon, it had Abrams ahead by, I think it was 20 points. It was like insane. So what happened?
Yeah. I don't know because, I said, her name's Stacey. I said Stephanie. I apologize. Stacey Abrams. Oprah stumped for her, was it Thursday or Friday? So it's very late in the week. And things just turned around on a dime in the last 2 or 3 days. At one point, I believe she was ahead by 20 points.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the same poll. So what did they do?
Yeah.
Take the poll in Oprah's book club? Seriously.
You've got to wonder. I mean, I think polls are useless. If you look at the polls in this election, they weren't as bad as 2016, but they weren't right either.
Yeah.
Okay. At least some of them were in the margin of error. Now, it was interesting. If anybody watched Fox News last night, Fox News, up until the 2016 election, had always done exit polls. First few elections they do it, it turns out great, they're heroes. Okay?
Right.
Starting in about 2010, these exit polls weren't very accurate. Okay?
Okay.
By 2016 election, Trump versus Hillary, Fox really got egg on their face. They were totally wrong. So this time they decide to do a combination of questioning of people, but not as they exit the polls prior to the election. Well, now, for other pollsters in 2016, that was a problem because people that supported Trump would lie or not talk at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
So why Fox thought this was going to work had me stumped. And that's what I thought all along. And then last night, as they're sort of given, they're all proud of their new set and, the system they're going to use for the night, they say that this included 100,000 voting Americans. 100,000 is not very many. When you talk about, I don't know what the final count was last night, but almost as many people in a lot of places, including where I live, turned out as for a presidential election. So you are talking about maybe 70 million people voted. 100,000 would mean a couple thousand from each state. And you think that's scientific?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, where are they getting these people? Are they getting them through the internet? Are they getting them on cell phones? Are they getting them on landlines? Are they getting them at the mall? Regardless of any of those places, I don't think it's real reliable. But the news people need to come up with something different so that you watch and you believe them. Whether it's true or not, you'll forget by the next election.
Yeah, no kidding. I find it interesting.
So maybe that's irrelevant to them.
Yeah.
It's the hype getting you to watch them that night when they sell big buck advertising.
That really matters.
Yeah,
that's probably the truth right there. Yeah.
So, like I said, worried about healthcare. And another reason I am worried about healthcare is I've talked about before. And my situation where I'm trying to get healthcare for next year because my company is not going to write individual policies anymore. Well, I got scammed the other day. A healthcare company called me, supposed healthcare company, knew my son and knew our weight, our birthdays, all the stuff that goes into the system when you're looking for it, right?
Okay.
They knew all that stuff. So I thought it was okay. He offers me a decent price. I give him my debit card. Then I ask him 2 questions. One was, could you email me this before you charge me?
Okay.
And the second was I asked about the hospitalization. I got very strange answers on both. And I knew he was a scam. So I had to cancel my debit card, run all over the place, getting a new one. So until they stabilize the market, stabilize the laws, we are all very vulnerable out here.
Yeah, no kidding.
To scams. And I think about a lot of people. I was sitting at my computer. So while he was, going here and there or putting me on hold, I was Googling.
Right.
And knew what to ask.
Okay.
A lot of people aren't sitting there doing that, especially older people.
Right, exactly.
Be careful because apparently unscrupulous individuals can tap into the government's healthcare site.
Wow.
Once called the Obamacare site. I don't know, the Affordable Care Act site.
So somebody's hacked in.
I didn't actually go to that. I went to another porthole,
Right.
but apparently their information goes to that anyway. So you're exactly right. Somebody's hacked into it. Very scary. Be careful. This guy tried to tell me he couldn't send me a copy of what the coverage would be because that would be illegal. And I said,
what?
Wait a minute. Yeah, why would that be illegal? And I said, others have sent it. Oh, well, then they broke the law.
Oh, okay.
Give me a break.
Yeah. Be careful, people. They're coming for your money.
That's right. And had I not called my bank immediately, I guarantee you he would have tried to drain it.
Wow. Okay. That's...
and corruption is amok. Several years ago, I registered to vote, or re-registered because I moved. Okay?
Right.
I registered as a Republican.
Okay.
Now, I have throughout my life gone back and forth between Republican and Independent. Very few times have I voted straight ticket. I have voted for a lot of Democrats in my life, so I don't want that to be. Nevertheless, when I got my card, I noticed that it said Democrat. So I called the Greene County, Missouri office, and I said, could you please change it? Oh, we can't do that. I said, you're kidding me. Well, how did I become a Democrat on this thing? I don't know. I mean, she basically almost hung up on me. So I filled out a new voter's registration.
Okay.
They, again, did not change my status and count me as a Democrat.
What the hell?
Now, in the meantime, 2 years ago, I moved. So every time you move, you update your voter registration. I hadn't even looked at it. And this weekend, I started getting calls and texts from Democrats wanting me to come out and knock on doors and give rides to the polls and vote Democratic. Not only did they do this, they gave my phone number and my information to the Democratic Party.
Oh.
Which is just wrong. So
Yeah.
shame on you, Greene County, Missouri. That to me is a form of voter fraud.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of programs where you can go get a lawyer consult for $10?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, we have something in our legal system. We can basically go talk to a lawyer. You get like 20 minutes with a lawyer, and you tell them what kind of your problem is, and they give you some advice. Yeah, I think you got legal action there.
Well, it's just crazy, and I am really tired of these government agencies, just like the healthcare, giving out information.
Yeah,
and it's bad enough to give my phone number. It's bad enough to give my birthday. But when you give my damn weight to somebody,
yeah,
you really piss me off.
Yeah,
because I'm a woman, and we don't go around telling our weight.
Right.
But in both situations, it's a government, so-called trusted agency, and they gave away my information. And I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know that. Okay, so here is a good question for you, Connor.
Okay.
Woke. You thought you woke this morning.
Right.
I guess. Do you know what that means? WOKE.
Well, yeah, you're not asleep, right? I guess.
Well, it has another meaning, a new meaning. It is perceived truth about social issues. And the perceived truth can be created, manufactured.
Oh, a license to commit fraud, essentially. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Or fake news.
That fake news.
Where did that come from?
It's perceived. Okay. Black Lives Matter. It's one of their terms, and I came across it rather accidentally, and thought, what does this mean?
I would have guessed Antifa. Tell you the truth.
Yeah. Well, I don't know sometimes if there's a lot of difference. Okay. Those two intersect sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
True that.
So there was left in Springfield. I didn't see it, but apparently some articles were sort of collaged with pictures on almost like poster board,
right,
somewhere in Springfield, about our bad history with racism against black people.
Okay.
And all these people were saying, well, those that, something to the effect, those that woke us, they woke us. I'm like, what? What's that mean? And
okay.
So, according to the people, these articles, there was some manufacturing of truth. In other words, you put these ideas out there. You maybe put them in a certain order. You maybe take away some of the context, and you create a perceived truth, which becomes the truth.
Oh,
and
right.
you do this to manipulate how society thinks about certain social issues.
Wow. Okay.
I believe that the president has been woke on this nationalist issue. Nationalist versus globalist. I did an article. We actually did kind of a show under shadow government.
Right.
Probably about a year ago. Okay.
Yep.
Actually, a very good series we did of like 3 different shows on shadow government.
Right.
And articles. And we talked about, a nationalist believes in country first. It's almost biblical for a lot of people.
Right.
Because, God, the Bible, Jewish people, Christians, I don't know if Islam believes that, but you take care of, charity begins at home. You take care of your own first. You start with your family, your neighborhood, your community, your city. You take care of those people. Like when we knew we were going to adopt children, we were going to adopt children that needed help in our city. Doesn't mean people that adopt kids from China are bad. It just means that's kind of our belief.
Right.
You know, you don't leave your brother starving and send money to Cambodia.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is a nationalist attitude.
Yeah.
Okay? The opposite of that, or the other side of that, is globalist, where you look at the globe as, you know, being the same as your home.
Right.
You know, now where the president is being woke is that every time he uses the term nationalist, they accuse him of being a white nationalist.
Yeah, true that.
And that leads into Nazi, that leads into Hitler, that leads into, you know, David Duke and white supremacists, and back to Charlottesville a year ago. And that's what Black Lives Matters, and I'm sure Antifa, that's where this woke comes in. And now the media has hopped on board with woke.
Oh, so we get to look forward to a lot more fake news. Awesome.
Well, you know, that's Jim Acosta's probably the king of woke. They say that Black Lives Matter and, like I said, possibly Antifa, but, you know, it might be the invention of CNN's own Jim Acosta.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
I don't know, but it's very dangerous. And this is how, you know, civil revolutions, wars begin.
Yeah.
They begin first with rhetoric, and they begin with untruths that are treated like truths.
Well,
woke is very scary.
I'm glad you brought that up, because now I'm going to be woke looking out for it. Wow.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely horrible, and you have to agree that that's pretty bad.
And I agree with you. We don't always agree, but life's a journey, and we're all in this together. Thanks for listening. Godspeed, Connor, and Godspeed to all of our friends out there.
Godspeed, Grace, and thanks for listening.
Dueling Dialogues is brought to you by our affiliates at hostpapa.com. Click the banner on the rightleftchronicles.com for premium unlimited web hosting with the highest rated reviews at the lowest prices.